Hello everybody and welcome to another Teardown Tuesday. Today is going to be a little different than normal. Usually we tear down something that hasn't been torn down before, but this is not the case today. I've already taken apart this Apple, I think it's a Mac Pro, like the very first one. This thing is a tank. I like, it comes with these industrial handles so you can even lift it up. It weighs like 100 pounds. I might be exaggerating, but it's super duper heavy. But we got some really cool parts out of this one, so let's take a look at what we got.
Now inside this tank was one of the biggest motherboards I think I've ever seen in my entire life, alongside the most capacitors I've ever seen on a motherboard in my entire life. And if you don't know what a capacitor does, it just kind of changes the voltage that goes throughout the motherboard to different things like the graphics card, the CPUs, the RAM, the everything. So it just kind of changes the voltage throughout the whole thing. But regardless of that, it's also gorgeous. It's a beautiful blue, which is going to be perfect for the resin table that we're going to be building, that we kind of talked about last week. It also came with these two absolutely massive CPU coolers. These are two of the biggest air-cooled CPU coolers I've ever seen. And it came with those for these two CPUs. Two CPUs in a motherboard is something that I've never seen before, but I guess Apple is just flexing on all of us. These are the Intel Xeon dual-core 2.66 gigahertz CPUs. Now, I'm not sure what this is. I read it's an IC chip, but please let me know in the comments below what it is, because I'm stumped. I can't find it. It also came with 2 whole terabytes of storage. Yeah, these are mechanical hard drives, which, ooh, not great, but still cool. These are what I later found out were PCI RAM expansion cards, which is another thing I've never seen before. It also looks like they come with some sort of heatsink, which feels like it's beyond its time, but yeah, I don't know. Very cool. I was blown away by these. These were neat. Now, this was the last thing I was expecting, but by far my favorite part of the entire computer. It was an AMD graphics card. 2600 XT is what I later found out it was. And you could tell it's extra fast because it's got the hot rod flames and 2 VGA ports, which, you know, if you ever had to do some dual monitor action, you could totally do it with this thing. Now, let's take a look at the case that was holding this bad boy.
Yeah, obviously, as you can see, this thing is massive. It was pretty difficult. It took like an hour to take apart, if not more, honestly. A lot of rivets and things like that. The one cool thing about this thing is that I feel like there's a lot of potential for this to become like a sleeper gaming PC build. If anybody out there is interested in something like that, let me know, because I would love to build like a really, really cool gaming PC in this thing. Yeah, let me know in the comments below if that's something you're interested in. I don't know. I feel like I've seen someone do it before, but maybe not this exact model, but there's a lot of potential in here. Oh my gosh. All right. So this thing right here like opens up, and then you're able to take the back plate off. Just like that. There's even instructions on here to install more memory, because as you saw before when we were taking a look at the parts inside, there was the like memory banks, I guess, if you want to call them. If you know what it's called and I'm just a moron, let me know in the comments below. You could roast me if you want, that's fine.
It's a PCI RAM expansion card, dummy.
I never had this when I was younger, and I've honestly never seen a lot of this stuff before. So yeah, feel free to roast me. But the memory, or the RAM, hooks right into the PCIe slots, or the PCI slots, which is kind of insane to me. I'd never seen anything like that. But there was 8 slots, which is crazy, especially for something this old. I think early 2000s maybe this came out. But the power supply is actually still in there. It's not the easiest thing to take out. It's also filthy and disgusting, so I won't bore you with all this. But yeah, this is what the inside of the case looks like. Let's see if you guys can't see it. All right, thank you so much for joining me for another Teardown Tuesday. I had a lot of fun with this one. I know you guys didn't get to see the actual teardown, but I mean, the most important part is the actual parts that come out of it, right? Yeah. All right, you guys have a great rest of your week and a happy new year, and yeah, we'll see you next Tuesday.